Balfron Tower. I came here in 1985. 85, what's that? 95, 105, 115. 30 years I've been living here. Can't be right, can it? Be 40 years soon. Well, this has grown up nicely. Took me a couple of times to plant it. Roundabout for the Blackwall Tunnel approach. Old buildings haven't been knocked down by the Luftwaffe. This was heavily bombed during the war to stop our supplies going through the tunnel to the river. We had 4 beautiful cherry trees and they just chopped them down for no good reason, because they wanted to make gardens. These are mongrels. We call them mongrels. You Maori mongrels in New Zealand. They're bother boys in this country. You know, a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, thinking they know everything. You know, trading out of the back of their car like Lord, what's his name, did. The rich guy. So I got this put up. I suggested they have an entrance to the area they built when they widened the motorway and took some of our land and made this area. So they haven't been weeding it. This is a highways agency. Monoculture. And this is where they chop down the trees. And they welcomed us home with their flowers every year. 30 years they grew for or more. And they just chopped them down. There's a plan for all the trees. It's a farmer who does it all. Decides which trees to chop down. Well, they're growing well. Well, I didn't check that tenant's record. So they haven't opened this gateway up to make it, you know, a nice entrance. The dogs have, so it's not even mown. Looks terrible, just for dogs. Look, that's where the path should have gone. But they don't think of those things, do they? So these are the pensioners' flats. Wow. Well, we're still working on it for another 6 months. They are walls of glass that don't open. They're not windows. There's no ventilation. They made it look the same pattern. They were going to have the planters joined to the tap so there was a trickle of water into them. Well, they haven't filled in. They didn't fill it in. We're going to fill it in. We're going to fill this in, even though there are trees growing down the side. So we're going to fill this in and level it off. That's the air intake for the underground garages. And how do you add the curtain wire to a metal frame? People won't be able to put curtains up. And they weren't allowed to remove the wood because it hadn't deteriorated, hadn't rotten, just needed painting. So that was an offence against because it's a grade 2 star building. So why they ripped them out, I suppose they couldn't be bothered fixing them up. Just a cheap thing they did. So you've got to have trickle ventilation, and the glass comes down to the almost to the floor, so you can kick it and break it. So it has to be toughened glass. It's unlikely to be toughened glass, although it should be with the high wind pressures it's going to take up there. And with a big air gap. But no one knows how to stop sound. I went to a sound engineer architect and he said you have to have 100 millimeters of combined airspace. Oh, somebody's living here, or a neighbour. Oh, the people living in the cabin. So they got it. They haven't even got new garage doors that open automatically. They've done nothing useful. They haven't even fixed this. All this has to be dug up because there are paving stones underneath it, so rats can, and there's sand under the paving stones, so rats can live under here. They didn't paint. They didn't paint them, so they went rusty, and now they've had to replace them all. Now, have they put gas under the building, gas boilers, or they put gas boilers at the top? That's the question. So that's my concrete wall they've covered up there. So let's see if they've... Let's see if they've done the garages. That was a lovely door they've boarded up. They had a security guard there, never caught anyone for 10 years. Had to pay for it. All the trees are growing. They've only cut down one there and one or two on there. Still looks nice. The original trees. 1968, I think it was. So So let's go down. So they've got to remove these humps to stop kids skating down here and their motorbikes or whatever. God, they haven't done the garages. They haven't done the garages. They might have. Let's have a look. So that's not an opening door, is it? It's a gate. Well, the new owners will all be owners, and we can take over the management of the building and buy the freehold, double our value with owning the freehold, and do everything ourselves. So there were cages in there like a garage, but just a wire mesh cage where you could, safely lock away spare beds. Nothing there. So we have to unlock this gate. Although it's not locked at the moment. And then unlock your garage. Yes, £10 a week to rent the garage, but it should be in my lease. Oh, they've done nothing to the door. Nothing to the door. My new luxury car, all the money they're paying me. They unlawfully evicted me by gaining vacant possession of my flat when they didn't own it. They didn't pay for it. Oh well. And they haven't put back the walkway from the back for the escape route. Fit enough to climb up, am I? Can I climb up? I think we'll come down because I think there's a fence up there. You're not a young man anymore, Peter. And the terriblest invention, these rubbish tins. The glass walls were meant to be 3 glass panels, the full length of the wall, and they got so much vitriol from everyone, 20th century society, they went and put bars on the glass to pretend they were windows, and it has ruined it, wasted their money. Oh, damn. What? They've built a playground, about time. About time. They've been covering up our little parks with playgrounds, so the kids are screaming right next to the flats. They've got no idea, these people. We'd have put the playground away from the flats. Oh, damn. And they haven't knocked down the... They haven't knocked down the tennis. So the Brownfield Community Garden has kept the tennis court for us. Those ought to be knocked down. And this is all going to be turfed up. It's all going to be grass down here. That'll lose all their parking revenue. So they haven't done that. Tree. More trees down. They built a garden where you can grow your